be on the side of Tiamat, then Morgan every single time. Like, I think that it's actually a little bit criminal that the Jade Dragons got this Tiamat, but Morgan Le Fay for Leviathan should be a fun one.
We'll see if Hurry can commit any crimes with this one, or if it's going to be Shinto who's finding a lot of kills. We're going down to Dave and Aggro for this game.
Thank you, Gore. Thank you, Taco. It's time to kick off one of two games of the week that we've got here. Jade Dragons versus the Leviathans. Dolson, Aggro, and Doug. We'll be bringing it to you. And Aggro,
is how they continue to mature with Zap joining them on the roster.
Is that an early prediction from you, Aggro?
No, sir. I'm not in the business of making predictions, dude.
No, it's probably a smart business to stay out of here. Or where First Blood is coming from. I can't predict that at this point. Panatom has made some effort here, but he's fallen behind by 2 levels to Sanford Soccer on this Nike. So might come there, might come here in the mid lane. Wrong, you jumped on Panatom in the back line, though. It's a big taunt, and Sanford Soccer, he goes down first. Some peel from the Leviathans, turns that one around, and First Blood to the Levies.
I like the idea there from the Dragon. Sam comes up and over, and he's trying to use his shield to push back Rongyu to keep that CC chain going. But Rongyu just gets into his ultimate a little bit too quickly, and really then strong. Sam doesn't have the time. But junglers just aren't getting ahead. Look at the levels in this one.
Oh, it's going to be tough for Sam. Will leap away, but immediately followed by Yarkor. Axe connects, and Sam uses that ultimate, so that's now down as the Pyromancer pulled by the Leviathans. Hurrywind alone between Yarkor and Rongyu. Will the T-Mac get out? Oh, there's a stun on the other end, and Hurrywind still surviving on for a little bit longer. That's about time for Sanford Soccer to jump in, and this fight has been turned around. Sanford Soccer on the board.
Man, I thought Hurry was just dead to rights, but Rongyu and Titans would feel pretty good, but just think of it as a 20% pen.
This is a big one here. 14 minutes in, Gold Fury pulled, taken very low by the Jade Dragons, but the Leviathans are close by, and the Leviathans steal it away, and now they try to retreat as the Jade Dragons push this advantage forward. Rongyu low. Sanford Soccer doesn't get the knock-up onto Panatom, who had to use the beads. The roar doesn't connect either, but a blink on it might close the gap, and it sure does.
Finally, they get him a good hammer from Mike, set that one up, and Final K is able to clean it up. That's excellent secure. Not there because Shinto stole it away, but now they're going to chase him down.
There's a stun onto Shinto. The knock-up is there. Oh, a great fear from Shinto, but it appears to just buy him some time, and Hurrywind rounds the corner and knocks the final pin down. So the Leviathans lose 2, but they grab the Fury, and that's still enough aggro.
This makes some sense to me overall with how the meta is for junglers. I was talking earlier about how they're less impactful than they used to be. I think this makes sense.
Hurrywind plucked back into the awaiting arms of the Leviathans. He'll use the Aegis and the beads to survive. Shinto's used the ultimate here. PBM tosses out the Sunder, connects onto Shinto as well. There's a transformation. Sanford Soccer spreads out the slowing, and Hurrywind deals the Kona damage to put Shinto down for the second time this game. Rongyu will have to lurk in the waters here. Frenzy used on the other side of this fight as well, but it looks like the Dragons don't have the legs.
Not quite. Rongyu tanky enough with that Spirit Robe, but still, that's a great aggression from the Jade Dragons in the mid lane because Shinto's relics were still down after he used them in mid a little bit earlier.
Man, bit of a bait and switch from the Jade Dragons there. Hurrywind does have to use both actives, but he will gladly take that. Now 2-0-2 on the T-Mat. The last Pyromancer went to the Leviathans. This one looking like lurking in the waters is your get out of jail free card, but won't have that. And we're 20 minutes in. We've already seen how fast these teams can burn these objectives if you die around it. The other team's got a real easy look at the FG in the back line. Final case, found a knockup. Rongyu lives on, though. Yarkor, he's got to turn tail off it to Manton. 3-man taunt from Panatom, but he'll pay for it in blood. Jade Dragons, a quick 2 kills.
What an ultimate from Panda Cat. Who cares about securing Gold Fury, Dave? Let me get a 2-man right in the middle of the jungle, and the Jade Dragons are just stomping this fight.
Oh, it's under the tier 2 tower. We go. Hurrywind wants more. Sanford Soccer and PBM do not, so it's immediately back to the FG. You'd assume for the Jade Dragons. PBM a little bit low, but everyone else feels pretty healthy, feels pretty topped off. Frenzy's going to come up right now. Could get popped if the Jade Dragons feel like they need it. But with only Zapman and Shinto on the map, no real chance, and it's going to be a 21-minute FG to the Jade Dragons.
And look, just a couple minutes ago it was, oh, I really like the pace of Leviathans. You know, they're the ones forcing
Fury. Maybe a chance, though, for Panatom. You know, you don't have to get in their face because they're going to be getting in yours.
Still, it shouldn't be long with an Izanami with Frenzy before this Phoenix goes down, but there's only about a minute left on this FG. Jade Dragons can't wait forever.
And Sanford Soccer and Final K, they don't want to wait. Frenzy using the backline. Zapman luckily gets saved by a taunt from Panatom here, but look at the read time from the rest of the Jade Dragons. In they go, and Yarkor falls first. Ronyu lurks in the waters, and that's enough to save his life. Phoenix still somewhat healthy here.
Oh!
Shinto finds a kill onto Panda for at least one trade.
And Panda had relics too. That's huge. Shinto makes a big play. It won't save this left side Phoenix, I don't think, but maybe it will.
My goodness, the Leviathans have found Cleave, and it's all onto the Jade Dragons. Now Zapman works forward, finds the rest, and FineOK falls as well. The Jade Dragons don't get the Phoenix, and they lose 3.
Yeah, it's not often that you start to say, hey, Panda's got to do better there, but Panda's got to do better there, Dave.
Zapman is going to have a real tough time. Now, unless he's finding the, unless you're hitting the carries, you're hitting someone who's got Spectral. PBM transforms, Frenzy ready to go if the Jade Dragons want it. Leviathan's close by, so they're showing their presence around this FG pit, but it's half HP on the big objective. Hurrywin lets a volley of damage fly over. That'll force the Leviathans back for a moment. It's getting low here. Steal potential around the corner. Yarkor jumps in, but he does not steal it away. The Dragons confirm it. Pandacat, he's found the opening kill, but Shinto flooding into the backline has been able to transform one on over to the Leviathans, but it's a double from Pandacat. It's one from Hurrywin, and it's Shinto and Zap left alive.
And FineOK blinks in, finds Shinto. Great Dragonflight in order to keep himself safe from this Kakullan dive. That's still 4 members with the FG, and Sam dies.
And so now it's, you know, Panatom's got his blink here in more of a power position than he'd been earlier on in the game, has the upgraded starter item there as well. We've seen some big taunts kind of slow down the initial engagements in a couple of these fights. Could be a good opportunity for this Erlong Shen to help put up a defense, but now these waves are crashing in. Feels like any moment now the Jade Dragons will press down the gas pedal, and it's PBM transforming that maybe starts off the final fight of the game. Lord of the Afterlife used from Ronyu, or from Yarkor, excuse me. But the big knockup from the rest of the Leviathans. Hurrywin has turned around the damage onto Panatom. Shinto's found one as well. Zapman makes it all the way back to base, and the Jade Dragons don't look convincing just yet.
And Pandacat's dead. I don't know that they have the DPS at this point. They don't have someone to consistently put that damage in. The front line is healthy.
Oh, it's half HP on the Titan. Zapman gets saved for soccer, and there is plenty of damage at the end of the day, and the Jade Dragons, they'll get it done without their ADC.
Yeah, sorry guys. That's on me. I underestimated the damage.
That ability is packing a heavy punch behind it, Gore. I mean, I'm talking a little bit more than 1,000 damage at times if you are precise with that. And that's a huge opening asset.
It's a really good way to start a fight where you can just say, hey, your mid laner's half health or worse. Yeah, like they either use their Aegis or they're out of here. We'll have to see the balance of who gets to be number 3 in the standings teeters on this game. We'll see if the Dragons can close it out, if the Leviathans can pull it back with Dave and Aggro.
We go again, the Jade Dragons and the Atlantis Leviathans once again. Toe and toe. Toe and toe. Toe to toe. In mid as of late, and purple buff secured by the Jade Dragons. So all is well in the world right now for the Jade Dragons, but a bit of a flip-flop here. Taco figured, or put a lot of weight in the Tiamat there in game 1 for good reason. Hurrywin had a fantastic game. And so now it's time for Shinto to step up with, well, looks like it could be a Warlock staff early on in the build.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting choice for him. I mean, one way to counteract Nanotoke, building defense doesn't do it because of all his pen, so go with something different.
Uh-oh, Saber's like, all the damage, it's huge! And the first kill, the triple doubles online, and the Jade Dragons swing for first blood. Unbelievable. That jump in is all returns to quiet over in the duo lane, and now it's on Panatom and Sanford Soccer on the Thanatos and Gilgamesh respectively to start to get this ball rolling a little bit. Remember, Panatom fell a little bit behind early on. Now Sanford Soccer jumps on him, but there's no stun, but it doesn't matter. That axe does a whole lot of damage. It's a scythe before anyone tries to correct me, and Sam picks up his second of objective secure in what ended up being a pretty pivotal aspect of the game there in game 1. Silence onto Zapman, immediately followed up with a leap from PBM, but Sanford Soccer, I didn't see him coming, and neither did the Leviathans. It's a double stun underneath the tier 1 tower. Snipes used by Zapman. Ronyu still taking some damage.
How do they
in a 2v4. The Leviathans will live, might lose their tower here. Oh no, Zapman is stuck around. And it's a killing spree for Sanford Soccer. Watch out though for Panatom around the back.
Blinks in, good ultimate right onto Pandacat, but that stun didn't quite connect. Panatom still finds Hurrywin.
And it's Shinto who helps out there with the last bit of damage. Shinto running back towards the mid lane here. Sanford Soccer's got a lot of damage. Aegis used. Not sure if the snipe connected anyway, but Aegis used, and that's the important thing. There is an objective trade early on in the game. That's often what you see is one will just take one, the other will take the other. And so not much changes in that last little bit of an exchange here. And forward goes York. Look at the damage onto Hurrywin. Panatom in there trying to chase him on back, and he does so successfully. Panatom picks up the second kill of the game for the Leviathans. on a well-executed tower dive.
Really nice wall, and all of a sudden, Hurry is 3 levels down to this Tiamat, so not in a great position anymore. But on the Sam doesn't have beads or ult. Mike doesn't have ult. This should be a good fight for the Leviathans.
The Leviathans are going to start bringing the game to the Jade Dragons. The Oni Fury gets taken down beneath half HP. It's a blink in from Yarkor and a 3-man knockup to boot. Panatom is in there on the follow-up as well. In the backline, Final K wailing away, but Yarkor is traded out 1. Panda's got a double. The Izanami starting to swing. Shinto has made that Tiamat damage stick. Wrong you into the Shard's Bites, avoids the stun. On a great wall as he fades away as well. Should be another, and Shinto's got the double.
And that's why you force the fight around the Oni Fury, because your Tiamat is too big to handle. Level 20 now for Shinto, and he might be able to kill Panda Cat.
Why not? Why not, right? With the way that this game is going, Shinto walking into the last 2 members of the Jade Dragons.
A lot of CR in the build there for Final K. But this is still the Leviathans grouping up and forcing the Jade Dragons to do something about this wave on the left-hand side. It's nearly gotten that tier 2.
Yep, tier 1 fell. Tier 2 close to it. Yarkor finds his way into the back, but look at the damage he's taking in Sanford Soccer with the easiest kill secure of his life. Yarkor missing from this fight now, and the Leviathans don't want to fight without their solo.
Sam still has ultimate, still has blink. My goodness, that was a big chunk on the Final K. That was the Soul Gem proc coming from Shinto, who has finished off his Rod of Tahuti.
Hey,
oh my god!
The PBM as well, and Zapman's got the last bit of damage, and suddenly this game has come alive just a bit. Yarkor blinked forward, everyone out of range, so he could not. I'm not sure they can defend it because there's also Tiamat minions pushing down the left.
Oh, here comes Erwind and walks in directly into the damage coming from the Leviathans until Zapman puts him down with the snipes.
Watch out for the hovering death from Sanford Soccer. Could change things around. He's got a kill on a Panatom in the back, but 2 members of the Jade Dragons have died. Nearly got a kill on the Zapman as well. But Sanford Soccer walking over wards. We'll try to leave, but you're backing on a ward, my friend, and he learns that the hard way. There's the root, there's the damage, there's the double, and then Shinto's on a rampage.
Yeah, I probably should have just ran out there for Sam. Definitely a bit of a greedy attempt to get the back off, but like his decision to not use beads, because he's dead there no matter what. That might have been the fastest I've ever seen a support die in 28 minutes. That was quick game. I mean, that was absolutely insane how fast Mike died. Didn't get a chance to use his ultimate, didn't get a chance to use jump, and as soon as that happened, the Leviathans did not hesitate and found themselves a really nice window.
The Leviathans show up. Looks like they're playing a bit hesitant. Yeah, good to point out there, Aggro. A few Tiamat minions making their way down the right. PBM drop kicked by Panatom and then frozen by Wrongyu, and the freeze will stick. Somebody's got to go back at some point here. The Leviathans might be able to delay these backs and let those minions do some work.
Fine, okay, and Yarkor just boxing it out, and Yarkor is winning this fight pretty handily. The Leviathans just trying to keep the Jade Dragons on the line until those minions work their way into the right side Phoenix.
And they're there. Fine, okay, has to use his ultimate, and the chase is on. The Leviathans looking for Mike. Mike has to use the leap, and Fine, okay, has to use the blink. And now the Leviathans will use the sprint to try to close this gap a little bit further. Tiamat minions being dealt with, so less pressure now. PBM uses the transform, immediately frozen in place, and Zapman's on the killing spree.
I just think the Jade Dragons, if you want to commit to that play, I don't mind it. I don't mind them.
They're up to the Dragons now to keep this game alive. And the Jade Dragons for pushing it on to a game 3. Panatom has played this front line well. Look at the damage Shinto is doing, tearing through Final K. Panda Cat is low yet again. Winds of Shamash will separate out this fight. Now the Leviathans work forward. It's a nice stun from Sanford Soccer. But what else is there? There's Yarkor chasing you down, opening up the fighting with a big kill.
Wronghu's low, but not as low as Final K. What a wall, and Shinto gonna Goomba stomp him down.
Panda Cat, he's got to do the damage here. Hurrywind has the opportunity to do so as well. Zapman is low. A lot of the physical damage out on the back line of this fight. So the Jade Dragons have a second to breathe. But they're without 2 of their members for at least 45 seconds.
And that left side Phoenix already fell to just the Oni wave. So now you just have to let Zapman lifesteal. Let your Fire Giant sustain you. You got it for 2 minutes. You're obviously not going to wait that long because you want to use these respawn timers to your advantage, but great position for the Leviathans.
Panda Cat's got Aegis, does not have ultimate. Now the Leviathans walk forward and look at the damage onto the Titan. The Dragons won't get a chance, and on to a game 3 we go.
Hey man, I don't know. Morgan Le Fay got behind in that game. I get it. You know, Tiamat, do we have to? this is so close, you know? Like, no one...
This is toe-to-toe.
You know what's interesting, though?
It looked horrible.
Is that, oh, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. You know what's interesting? I was thinking about this, but I decided
the Dragons are going to be able to keep their backline intact because, again, Fear No Evil, yes, it is an excellent team fighting tool, but I really like what the Leviathans have done in response for that lockdown.
Well, can you keep them safe, or the Leviathans going to work their way into the backline? Let's find out here in game number 3.
Figured this one would be contested, and contested it has been. Jade Dragons and Leviathans going the distance.
Going at you a lot of the time anyways. Rhino has to blink out, but he should just get caged here.
That is not what I want to see when I'm rounding the corner, is everyone from the Leviathans coming in to close that gap.
Oh!
Fear No Evil from Sam for Soccer makes things interesting, and Sam follows it up and ends up getting a kill here as well. First blood to the Leviathans, but the Jade Dragons get the next 2.
Really good rotation from the Jade Dragons. Look, Final K didn't want to see that, but he saw what he saw, and he understood the position that he was then in. Gets off shave and auto off of that time to kill. And it's not so bad. You know, Baba Yaga actually does struggle a bit against Cabrakan. I like this matchup for the Cabrakan. It's a pick that oftentimes gets overlooked in terms of counter matchups. Wow, but I like it.
Look at this early Gold Fury pulled by the Jade Dragons. Mike uses his ultimate and the course. Wrong use close by. Zapman, hey, we talked about the steal potential from this game. Can Zapman strike gold early on? No, he can. The Jade Dragons secure their own Fury. Might even get a kill onto Wrong You as well. It's best case scenario for the Dragons. They get Fury and a kill onto the Leviathans. We're gunning it down technically, not in the same way that we do on page 1. But we're still grouping up very effectively for the counter engage on the right. We're going to aggressively pull a Gold Fury early in this game, and we're going to buy ourselves 2,000 gold of a lead in under 10 minutes of game time. And then we're going to rotate on over what could be a Pyromancer pull, and it's more likely, especially if you get a kill on a Yarkor here. Fear No Evil sets up for a kill, and that's Hurrywin picking it up. Final K rounds the backside, gets the stun onto Wrong You, but Panatom
nice
has now
disarm.
been left alone, trying to deal some damage to Sam for Soccer, but the leap away is enough.
Really good disarm there from Mike. Not often the part of the Fafnir kit that you're utilizing super heavily, but
all the
underhand
skirmishing is happening on left. Yarkor pushed down the right wave, so that's gotten him 1 level advantage over Final K. Pyromancer started by the Leviathans this time. They're being a little bit more proactive. Now Mike jumps in, transforms, as an Odin Cage in the back line has left Yarkor alone with Panda Cat, but there's the coerce and there's the damage. Now the Odin forced to leave. Up into the sky goes Zapman, trying to save his life just for a little bit longer. Shinto's in the ultimate as well. And look at the wave of the Dragons push forward. They have only been able to find one, but the damage just around the corner.
Wrong You's gonna fall, and so will Shinto. Double kill for Sam for Soccer, and it's only Panatom and Yarkor left. The Leviathans got Hurrywin, but I don't think that's going to be enough to deter the Jade Dragons from heading towards the Fire Giant.
Wow, this is a 16-minute Fire Giant. And Polar Bear Mike is going to assist with the coerce on the Panda Cat. Yarkor close by as well. Final K, with all those stuns and more, is just going to delay the Leviathan solo laner from getting in there. There is a delay, 10 seconds on Hurrywin. If the Dragons really want to roll the dice here, they can wait for their mid laner to come back in the game, and I don't think it's overextending to say we're starting to spiral a bit here.
Definitely, and look, Hurrywin dies in that fight. He's the only one for the Jade Dragons. Sometimes we talk about good deaths. This would not be one for Panda Cat, as he's been caught in the mid lane, greeting for a mid wave, and that is a massive play for the Leviathans. Like, so big, and jump in, and I think Morgan Le Fay can fit that same sort of play style for him.
Well, Panda Cat is back on the map. Shy one FG buff. This is a great opportunity for the Jade Dragons to effectively seal this game. They're going to transform with Mike. Can use the coerce while the Phoenix siege begins. This is an early Phoenix. Frenzy and coerce on everyone. And look at the Phoenix melt away. Yarkor jumps into the back line. Will he survive any longer? Final K's got something to say about it, and so does Panda Cat, who's hit a massive ultimate in the back as well. Look at Shinto, though, pouring the damage into the front line of the Jade Dragons, and that's got to kill.
Oh, good damage from Hurry, though, with that Sigil Mastery, looking for Shinto, who uses his knockback immunity nicely. But this left side Phoenix is toast.
Wow, Sam for Soccer is just going to split things out here, maybe even get the kill. He forces the Aegis, which might be just as good because auto attacks from reaching their base than maybe I've seen blocking off the Jade Dragons here in game number 3. PBM pops the Frenzy, pops the Coerce. Zapman left alone in the back, but he's able to re-engage Yarkor. He's not, though. Some snipes might find their way onto Sam for Soccer, and they do. Shinto has poured out a lot of damage in this fight, and the Leviathans have been able to answer that call. 2 down for the Dragons and the right side Phoenix stands.
But look at this left side Phoenix. This is a good call from the Dragons. You have to stay here and keep the Leviathans busy. You know that Panatom's going to have to go over, and he will save this left side Phoenix just barely in time.
Now because the waves pushing in are going to be slowed down a little bit. Got a minute and 50 seconds, nearly 2 minutes left on the FG buff. You got it on a few important members of your team. Maybe there's still some value here, especially if you get a kill onto Wrong-You, and it's big. Free pickings here for Hurrywin. Now a chance to re-engage. Again,
love it.
Minute and 30 seconds left on the FG.
Love it. Don't worry about the wave.
You imagine here, Aggro, what's worked for the Leviathans has been cage, and hope that Shinto can funnel some damage into whoever's trapped in there, and you might have to see more of the same. We'll see how the Leviathans respond now. Go button has been pressed. Final cave wall into the back line, and then a stun. Hasn't quite found what the Dragons are looking for. Did buy space, hasn't bought the Phoenix yet.
Yeah, but you got Shinto's ultimate, and that's the biggest
that's
get
massive.
In that moment. You didn't get any relics on their side, so this isn't a free fight, but look at that fire wave on left.
Ooh, Hurrywin's taking some big damage. Is that enough to give the Leviathans a win in this fight?
Life
double
steal.
Stun inside of the cage. Zapman's found the snipes onto Sam for soccer, and the first kill to the Leviathans. Immediately answered back, though, as Final K has picked up the kill onto the Leviathans jungler.
And Panda Cat still healthy, still has both relics. Mid Phoenix is already respawned and then fallen again. Not looking good. Someone's got to answer that Titan wave.
Uh-oh, right side Phoenix walled off here by Wrong-You. You tell me Winions are
Hello?
going to a game where we don't have a Tiamat? Leviathans turnaround finally back towards the Titan, but at this point the Jade Dragons walk in. They auto-attack it a couple of times, and we are going on towards the end here. Wall off from Final K onto Zapman, and the Winions get it done in a game, the only game without a Tiamat. Well played from the Dragons. Felt like we were trending in that direction for a long time.
Look, maybe we got to tell Ajax that your Titan